In this video, we will talk about why MongoDB or any other NoSQL DB. So, what suddenly happened in the industry that people started liking opting the NoSQL. RDBMS is a great technology. RDBMS is a great database, and still uh, you cannot, completely make it outdated. There are great features that RDBMS provides, and industry has opted RDBMS for a long time. It was used or still being used in an enterprise application. So, what was the problem that people started talking about the MongoDB or any kind of NoSQL? The one main reason, or we can say the only reason, is scaling. Scaling. Uh, Scaling is a when the things gets mounted means high, when you are getting a lot of data, then you need to scale your system, your infrastructure need to scale up. Okay, you need to go high on the infrastructure level. So why what happens in the industry, suddenly, because of the boom of internet, mobile, e-commerce and banking applications, every hand has a mobile phone, and industry started collecting so many data, lot of database in data in the terms of not gigabyte, terabyte, petabytes. So for the RDBMS, it was not possible scale. Why? Because of the RDBMS design. See, RDBMS serves a great feature, like data accuracy, normalization, acid property features. In order to give this data accuracy, normalizing, the RDBMS is designed in a way that its tables are in relation. All the tables, are most of the tables, are in reference. One table is referring to another table, parent child kind of relationship. The tables are there. So due to these reasons, RDBMS, is one RDBMS database has to be running on a single server. And due to this constraint that it can run only on single server, it cannot, it cannot scale horizontally. Means uh, how much you can improve your infrastructure, right? How high CPU you can give to your, how much memory you can give to your single machine. You can give it, but there is ceiling. Means after a certain point you cannot. There is no way to increase after that the hardware, right? This is the main problem where the industry got requirement of breaking down the database in multiple on the multiple servers. Means basically scaling horizontally. RDBMS can scale vertically on the hardware level, whereas the NoSQLs or MongoDB or any other NoSQL can scale horizontally. You can add a number of instance in your cluster. So that was basically main reason for opting out the NoSQL databases. There are a lot of rest of the things, I can say the differences. When you start learning NoSQL and the industry is already running on RDBMS, so you already know some RDBMS and you start learning any NoSQL, you will definitely see the differences. Like RDBMS is based on a table, row column data structure, whereas NoSQLs are based on document key value pair kind of thing. So many differences are there, but I'm just talking about what was the reason of industry started adopting NoSQL is basically scaling issue. Why RDBMS cannot scale horizontally? Because of its internal design. It is impossible to scale horizontally. So You can see there are some points I noted down. Due to being relational, all of its table needs to be residing in the same server. And unpredictable queries. That means we have tables. The RDBMS tables are normalized. It's a person in one table, uh, their addresses in multiple in another table. One person can have multiple address. One customer can have multiple orders, and they both are residing in different tables. So we have to make the join queries. So until the query gets completely executed, and there are multiple tables involved in a query in an enterprise application and a big application. We have huge query in RDBMS, or application which is using RDBMS. Uh, so it is kind of impossible for the database to predict what kind of data it is going to, or what table it is going to fetch until the entire query gets executed. You might have definitely seen, if you have worked in any application which is using RDBMS, you can have seen the queries more than 100 lines, or there are complex queries. So it is a flexibility in terms of, if we think it in terms of fetching data from RDBMS, it is flexibility for the developers, that okay, using the queries only, you can fetch the data from multiple tables. But at the same time, for database, it is problem to predict. Uh, so if it cannot predict, it cannot manage internal things. And then the performance reduces eventually because of joins. When you have a little data, you don't if you have small data in your database, then join query will work fine, absolutely. uh, but as soon as the data start growing, the same query starts performing degradation. It start working slow. And the same thing, it cannot scale horizontally, that we already talked about. So let's see the structure in the RDBMS. This image is taken from the MongoDB site itself. Like, we have a customer table, order table, address table, product, and review. And all of the informations are residing in its corresponding table. Customer data, and then the order data, or uh, customer order is referring from this table, their address is referring from this table, order reference is making into that, taking from the product table, and then review. Let's see the same uh, structure in NoSQL or MongoDB data structure. It can be, just think of it like a JSON. So this is a document. MongoDB is a document based database. Okay, NoSQL. So we will talk more about MongoDB in the uh, next video in the series, like what is MongoDB, what type of data it supports, like database and data types and everything. Uh, but this is a structure. This is a collection, customer collection. In the customer collection, we have customer records, and at the same time, we have order details and the number of. So in the one document, we can have the entire records. Okay, we don't need to make joins, although we can make joins, but uh, due to having all of the information in the table in the same collection, we can fetch the data from here. And MongoDB is designed for giving a high. One more problem with RDBMS is that we have to uh, make decision about the table structures and the data types in advance at the time of designing the application. Once the application is designed and it is uh, live, and we have collected some data on it, at that time, if we have to alter it, if we have to change the data type of a column, or if we want to add or remove a column from the table, it is going to be an overhead. Whereas the same uh, situation can be handled easily in NoSQL database. Okay, so this is the reason there are multiple differences that we have not talked about. Like the database RDBMS is based on table and row and column model, whereas the NoSQL has multiple different type of uh, data structure, whereas this MongoDB is based on document database. Okay, so there are multiple differences in the SQLs and NoSQLs. I mean RDBMS and NoSQL database. You can uh, search on internet, but the main prominent reason is for opting the MongoDB or NoSQL is scaling, and scaling horizontally. Means we can add many instances, many uh, servers in the clusters. Okay, which is not possible with